Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Robert Rivera with Who's On First, the show. And today I got for you, who do I got? I usually have umpires and players and stuff, but I got this guy, Brandon Lawson, fun guy. And he's a former student at Wendelstedt, umpire, dad, workaholic, a baseball lover. So go ahead, Brandon, introduce yourself.
How's it going, everybody? My name's Brandon Lawson. I'm a proud umpire, a proud dad. I've got my daughter Iris here. Come on over, Iris.
Let's see Iris. Whoa, look at
This is Iris making her debut intro. Just a passionate sports guy. I love the game of baseball. Recently fell in love with the game of banana ball and have had kind of a crazy journey with that already. I'm excited to be on the show.
Okay. So I mean, where did the love of baseball come from?
So I like to tell this story anytime I start to tell my baseball story. So I was born on June 30th, and my dad tells me that he had me at my first pro baseball game, a AAA game on 4th of July weekend. So I don't think I had much of a choice but to love it.
That's pretty cool.
Sure,
I
my
mean,
cousins and I grew up more like brothers with my cousins. They it was two of them, they were brothers, and then I was kind of more like their brother almost. And we all grew up loving the game. We played wiffle ball every day, in the summer and stuff like that. We couldn't get enough of it, and for some reason, one reason or another, I can't get enough of it either. Here I am.
okay. So I mean, tell me about your first baseball experience live when you went to your dad finally took you to something that you remembered about that first game.
Oh man. So I would say my earliest memories. I grew up I grew up in southern Indiana near Louisville, Kentucky. That's where I still am today. Literally 10 minutes from Louisville. Um, it was Cardinal Stadium at that time. It was, an old, it was a multi-purpose stadium. Louisville used to play college football there. They had the Louisville Redbirds. They were the AAA affiliate of the Cardinals at the time. And I just remember some of my earliest memories were walking up the steps and seeing like the astroturf of the field, and looking at everything that's developed today with the synthetic turf fields and all of that. Looking back on this, that astroturf, it probably wasn't actually all that nice. But to me, at that time, as a young kid, it was like heaven. There was something about the look of it, and I love the cutouts where they had just a little bit of dirt around each base or whatever. The cutouts with the astroturf fields, and just something about walking up those steps and seeing it, and just I don't know, just being there with my dad. I would go with my cousins a lot, and I fell in love with it. I had no choice but to fall in love with it.
Okay. So I mean, did you play for a while? Did you play baseball for a while?
Yeah, so my baseball story, I grew up, I did play Little League. So my birthday, I mentioned, was June 30th. And at the time, that birthday fell at a time in Little League where, long story short, I always had to play up as an older kid, but I wasn't actually really truly older. And, I was decent, but I would find myself striking out a lot and stuff like that. And I wanted to, obviously, I thought my life would end up being like a major league baseball player or something like that. That's all I ever thought for myself.
Okay.
And by the time I was a teenager and got into high school age, the high school I went to, they were, number one in the state, literally, my entire junior year of high school. So you had to be pretty good to play there. And so I did get to serve as like the team manager and really the scorebook keeper and stuff like that. I got to sit in the dugout and be part of the team and stuff like that.
All right.
But I knew I wanted to be part of the game long term in my life. And I had the idea of getting into coaching. And I remember asking my dad, "Hey, will you sign up for a team and like, you kind of be the coach, but I'll really kind of run the team and kind of be, you know, the manager, so to speak. And he said, why don't you try umpiring? You'll at least get paid for that. And at the time, my uncle was the umpire chief at the local little league. It was pretty simple to get set up with a few games to, you know, at least try it out. And I thought, what the heck, I'll give it a shot. And so I was 16 years old and a sophomore in high school, and I decided I'm gonna try out umpiring, and I tried it out, and the rest is history.
Okay. So what'd you get paid for at that time umpiring?
Hmm, that's an interesting question. I believe it was either $20 or $25 a game for the bases at the Little League
Okay.
at that time, and that was in 2004.
My first umpire fee was I was about 13 and I got a can of soda and a hot dog with everything on it. I was like, wow, this is great. Oh, 12, 13 year old. Like, this is I could do this.
Heck yeah, I hear you on that. Hey, that's true love of the game right there.
As I got older, I got, two hot dogs. No. No, as you get older, progress a little bit better, you start getting some pretty decent money. I was making pretty good money. So, all right. So, I mean, you decided to go to Wendelstedt. I mean, I tell people all the time, you go to umpire school, you want to be a major league umpire, one of the most vilified, one of the most criticized, one of those guys that just, no matter where you go, they want to kill you. They either love you for a little bit, and then the rest of the time they want to kill you, and they'll turn on you in a dime. What made you want to become an umpire?
Ooh, man. I don't know. Like I said, I knew it was a way to stay in the game long term. And so when I got those first couple games, for some reason, I just loved it. I'm a pretty easygoing person by nature. I'm pretty kind by default. As long as you're kind to me, I'm going to be kind right back. But I guess I do have a side to myself that likes to, I suppose, justify things or in a righteous way, shut things down, so to speak. And for whatever reason, I loved it. I feel like I had a natural ability. I look back at my career within Little League. I remember being 17, 18, 19 years old, having ejections in the Little League. And I look back and think back on it. And I'm like, man, I handled that like pretty much like they would, like they taught me in Wendelstedt. And I always say I believe my umpire career really began back when we were kids, when we were playing wiffle ball. I was always the oldest kid in the neighborhood, and I was the player, but I also umpired, and I umpired myself. Hey, that pitch was good, strike three, whatever. We'll move to the next inning. Or if it was a banger play at first, and I knew I was out, I would genuinely call myself out. I'm a pretty naturally fair person. I like to be fair, and I feel like it just kind of fit. I love the game, and it allowed me to open up that other side of my personality. I didn't always have to be nice, so to speak.
Yeah.
And it's about, being, it's not being Mr. Tough Guy or anything like that. But if you need to handle your business, you handle your business. And I guess I like that side of it. And so I remember being 16 years old, doing those first few games. And the first thoughts going through my head were, man, I love this. And how do I do some games over across that river in the Bat Stadium at Louisville Slugger Field in front of my friends and family? And, it would be like a dream come true. And I remember the next thoughts after that at 16 years old is, man, I am a million miles away from doing that. And so I went on a crazy journey, man. I like to say that I'm the type of person that I march to the beat of my own drum. My journey was my own, and it has been my own, and will always be my own. It's unique to me, and I'm happy with the way everything has gone. So,
Okay. So, I mean, now you got all that stuff in front of you. I see banana this and banana that and WWA and all that. So, tell me about this recent banana experience you had.
so I was fortunate enough to get hired to do the 3 games in Louisville at Louisville Slugger Field. So that dream that I just mentioned that I had in my mind that I thought I was a million miles away from when I was 16 years old, it came true in an unbelievable way. Um, and so I was fortunate enough to umpire the 3 games in Louisville. And then I also just got back from Cleveland this past weekend, and I also umpired the game in Cleveland this past Saturday. And then what I'm most proud of, I was part of history in the making. The Bananas launched their very first of all time youth banana ball tournament. Um, I would say think kind of like the travel ball tournaments that we all are kind of used to, but banana ball. These kids were out there having fun. They were wearing costumes, dancing. It resembled exactly what you see on TV, except with the kids. And it was such a beautiful thing to be a part of. And for the umpires, you kind of mentioned how vilified umpires can be and things like that. It was unbelievable to see the support from the parents and all the players and the coaches back towards the umpires. There were umpires out there again dancing along and going along with the celebrations with the teams and things. Banana ball is meant to be, I think, more, kind of it. You do want to play good ball, but it's more having fun too. It's having a good time and walking away knowing that you made a difference to someone else and
Okay.
knowing that you had a good day. And it was beautiful what I witnessed there, and I look forward to that growing.
So I mean, you did the game in Cincinnati, and then you went up to Cleveland, and you did the game in the Progressive Field there, in the Major League Field. So you finally got called to the show.
Oh man, oh what a dream come true. So I mentioned to you earlier, I always thought I would have been like a Major League Baseball player or something like that. And so I always had these dreams in my mind of I'm going down the line signing autographs, and I always wanted to be kind of the fan favorite kind of guy where, you hit a home run and make the city happy, and you leave the ballpark that day knowing you made the fans happy that day.
Okay.
And in a crazy way, that's exactly what that was for me. I have never before been asked, to sign autographs or anything like that, but at the youth tournament at the ballpark, so I umpired 4 games alongside some of the local umpires there, and my partners did as well. And so we wore our normal Bananas umpire uniforms, and so some of the kids were coming up asking me for autographs after the game and stuff. And before the game at Progressive Field, I probably spent 10, 15 minutes just going down the line. And what I like to do, rather than sign autographs myself, I like to ask them for their autograph. So this is my hat from Louisville, and this is my hat from Cleveland.
Wow.
So I absolutely love it when I see their face after I've asked them, could I have your autograph? And they're like, really? You want my autograph? And I'm like, absolutely. And I don't know, it kind of commemorates that memory for me, all of those cool kids that, are experiencing that awesome first banana ball experience, possibly just like I am.
Yeah.
My first big league banana ball experience, it might be their first big league banana ball experience as well.
Okay.
And it's just awesome to do that. I've always been a fan of collecting autographs and stuff, and it's a dream come true across the board.
All right. Well, I mean, I got an announcement. I think I'm going to start my autograph. I'm going to start doing my autograph now that you tell me. It got me the little tip. But for people who don't know, August 24th, I will be in Grayson Stadium umpiring for the Savannah Bananas. Okay. The other second part of that, October 12th, Miami Marlins, here I come. I will be on that field umpiring that one. So, Brandon, I appreciate all the tips.
I love it.
Ready, start hitting the door, start hitting the hammer. I'm ready for it. I'm pumped up. And I called my dad, and I'm hoping to get him down to Miami. And I told him I finally got a call to the show. Uh,
Wow. I love it, Robert. That's what it's all about.
I wanted to share that with you personally because talking over the phone and texting it doesn't. But personally, I wanted to share that with you. So I will be
That's
down in
amazing.
Miami. I was shocked. I was actually in the. So when I got the phone call in the interview, I was in my doctor's office with a checkup, and the nurse comes in and was doing my vitals, and I had just gotten off the phone, and she goes, "Oh my lord!" I'm like, "What?" She goes, "Your blood pressure, 130 over 92. Robert, what's going on?" And I'm like, "Listen, I just got told I'm going to Miami. Don't you do it again later. I'm bugging out right now. I was sweating. I was like, oh my god, this. It was a big deal. My blood pressure did go up. It was a little elevated. My doctor's like, all right, I was gonna freak out a second, but he goes, okay, it's because you got. I was like, yeah, I'm really excited. So
As you should be, man. I was super thrilled when I found out that I was going to be going to Cleveland as well. And I will never forget the look on my mother-in-law's face when I told her, because my wife actually bought tickets for the Louisville games for us to go as fans. And,
oh,
and so when I told my mother-in-law, I'm not going to be able to sit next to you, she's like, okay, why? I'm like, I'm going to be umpiring. I will never forget the look on her face. It was awesome. And it
yep.
was the whole thing's just like a total dream come true.
That night I had called the next day I had called my brother. That night I called my brother, he didn't answer. The next morning he calls me. He's like, "What's going up?" And I told him, I said, "I got a call to the show." And he goes, "Whose show? What show? What are you talking about? Your show? What are you talking about?" And I said, "I will be in Miami on October 12th, umpiring for Savannah Bananas at the Marlins field." And all I hear is, because he's a chef, and he screams down the hall, "Hey chef, October 12th, I'm not going to be here. Figure it out. Put it on the calendar." He's like, "I'll talk to you later." I'm like, "Okay." Boom.
Love it.
Oh, look, he's not going to be there October 12th. I wonder where he's going to be.
I will definitely be watching that night. I know John Byrne is on that game, I'm pretty sure. So he's
Okay.
highly influential in my umpiring journey. I met him through the Wounded Warrior Umpire Academy. He's one of their lead instructors and board members.
Okay.
Um, just an absolutely amazing guy, and I feel has helped pave a way for some of this opportunity for me. So I
Okay.
look forward to you getting to meet him and to work with him. That'll be awesome for you. He's
Yeah.
a true big league guy.
All right. So, I mean,
So,
tell me.
I want to share with you, banana ball is kind of the opposite. So definitely have your family come down and say hello to you down by the field and things like that. Even during the game, in between an inning, just
Okay.
uh, just just pay attention and be alert for the world's fastest inning. Though, don't get caught like I don't want to say any names, but someone out there may have got caught signing autographs and stuff when the world's fastest inning happened. So so if you hear the Mario music, like the Mario Brothers, sometimes they have what they call the world's fastest inning in the banana ball, where they immediately the inning ends, the next team takes the field immediately, and the inning lasts literally like 50 seconds. So you could possibly miss a lot if you're not paying attention. But
Wow.
in all
All right.
seriousness,
Well,
uh, when you have a break in between an inning, definitely go over, say hey to some of the fans, make some people's day, and definitely make some memories and some moments with your family. That's what it's all about.
I'm working on my autograph right now as we see.
Awesome. I love it.
Got it going. Got it going. Got it going. All right. Well, thank you, Brandon. I appreciate you being on. And so wait a minute, I got another question. What was your
Sure.
favorite part about the stadium? Because I've been to this. I've been to this progressive field. What was your favorite part of the stadium?
Oh, my favorite part of the stadium. I love the big video board. That was definitely really cool. Just it has just a vibe to it. It's just kind of a cool ballpark. It opened in 1994, I believe. And I kind of view it as, say another 20, 30 years passes, it might kind of be one of those classic stadiums.
Okay.
Um, my favorite part, probably the dugout suites. I got a chance to go tour the stadium a little bit while I
Yeah,
was there, and got to go down in the dugout suites there at field level. What a cool way to see a game. So
absolutely.
that would be neat someday to see a game in one of the dugout suites there.
Now I got one more thing. We're gonna throw a curveball at you. Just down the road, there's another little place, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I caught you playing your guitar over there. I caught you playing the guitar, singing the song, singing the tune there. I mean, how
Sure.
cool was that place?
That place is really, really awesome. I'm a huge music fan, rock and roll fan, concert fan. I'm a big Kiss fan. I've seen them like 10 times live. Best rock show you'll ever see. They're shooting off fireworks. They interact with the crowd. It's amazing. But the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it commemorates all the great, bands in history, singers. It even includes hip hop artists. And then my favorite part of it is there is one floor where you can play live music yourself. And so I definitely had to take the opportunity to record a couple songs there live in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I was very proud of myself. I do play a little guitar. It's mostly just for fun. I play in my basement for enjoyment and entertainment for myself. I don't mind. I enjoy playing for others if they want to hear it. I don't really consider myself that great of a singer, but I do enjoy playing. And it was just really cool to have that moment and to play live there. And I was proud of myself because I didn't mess up. I did 3 videos and didn't mess any of them up. Nailed them all on the first take. And because I'm not a professional guitar player by any means or anything like that, I just do it for fun at home. So, but maybe someday if I can continue practicing, I want to put on a big rock show at WWA camp or something like that. Gotta get a band together and get some ideas together.
My favorite part is I finally found the CBGB sign at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. A little backstory: my wife worked in Manhattan. She worked on East 9th, and she was a nanny there. And one of the Ramon, Joey Ramone, he lived in her building, and we would see him in the elevator, just going in and out. So if you walked maybe about 4 or 5 blocks south of where she lived, you would go right by the CBGBs, the actual place. And I hadn't seen that sign in years, and I always wondered what happened to it. And I got to see it at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And that was for me, that was like so exciting, because I remember passing through there. I remember walking down that block, and it was just it was interesting. Like I tell you, it was a little sketchy at times.
Oh yeah.
3 o'clock in the morning, it gets a little sketchy in front of CBGBs. But there was Webster Hall, which was down the road also, and St. Mark's Place, very interesting area. So in Cooper Station, they in that same area. So it was a place that area was open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It didn't matter what time, what day, it was always open. They had a diner there called Around the Clock. And when they said around the clock, they literally meant that place was open around the clock. So that was for me. That was it. I have to take my son. He's a big metal. Now he's into death metal. So he does that. Like, I'm like, okay, why are you so angry? He's like, oh, I'm just saying I love you. I would sound like you wanted to eat me for a minute. I'm like, you're sketchy. But he really loves it, and he's a purist. And it's something like when I tell him, when you wear a shirt, if you don't know what you're wearing, don't wear it. So when you ask him about his shirt, he can tell you everything about it. And he found the CBGB shirt, but I told him you can't wear that CBGB shirt until you can tell me what all that means. And he was just like, okay. And he did. He studied it. He looked at it, and he was like, yeah, Dad, man. He goes, this is wild. I didn't know this. And I was like, wow. So it was one of those. It was one of those.
Own it. I love that.
All right. All right. Well, Brandon, listen, thanks for being on. Where's the cutie patootie? Where's she at? Where's the little blondie? Where's little blondie?
Iris has gone to bed. She's
off to bed, off to dreamland.
Wakes up early too.
Hey man, thanks for being on. Next time we'll talk about all that stuff you got back there. I got a lot of stuff over here too. So
Sounds good.
that's a whole nother 3 hour show.
For sure. We'll do it again sometime. Good luck, and I look forward to seeing you out there, Robert.
Absolutely. Yeah, everybody. So Brandon got to get on the Savannah Banana. I'm next. 2024 is, I'm going to say it. I'm going to dare to say it. It's the year of Wendelstedt.
Let's go.
There you go. Bam.
Oh.
It's done. It's done. It's over. All the big stars, all the big cars, you know. Hey, Aaron, you're done. That was my favorite phrase. I was walking around for a week with that one. Hey, Aaron, you're done. My name's not Aaron. You're done anyway. I don't care. I love that one. That was my favorite phrase. All right, everybody. Well, thanks. Thanks for being on, Brandon. Everybody, as we say here on Who's On First, keep swinging.
If you like this show, please do me a favor. Subscribe. Right. You see it? It's right there. Subscribe, share, like, and don't forget, put that bell on. It'll ding you when I put something else on, all right?